What are the best things to say when first meeting a woman? The way that you consider meeting people and what to say, you have to know what you want to share with people. If you are in the headspace of like, what does this person want from me? What should I say that would sound interesting to them? What is the cool thing to do? Then you are inevitably being dishonest and you're going to perform because you're trying to be a chameleon and figure out especially what a stranger wants from you, which is like impossible. And people pick up on that. And so when guys are like, oh, use this line or remember this, it's very short-sighted, man, because that's not what makes you the most charismatic person. What does is saying, okay, I'm here. I see this individual. I'm in this environment. I have two options. I can tell them straight up that I wanted to come over and talk to them for whatever reason. Your dress drew me to you. I love this book you're reading and I thought I'd come say what's up. I noticed you drinking coffee and you looked interesting and I wanted to say hello. Or, you have a group of friends that are laughing at a park and you say, hey guys, don't mean to interrupt, but you guys look like you're really friendly and having a good time. I wanted to come say what's up. As long as you feel it and it feels sincere to you, then that is almost always going to be the best option because you can't control all the micro expressions that come out of that. Okay, you can try to pretend to be like cool and whatever, trying to say some suave line, but people eventually pick up on it. When you say something that you feel, you get animated, you get passionate in your voice, your face lights up, and that's what people feel as true charisma. So either you can be very direct with people that you just saw them over there, you thought they were interesting, they had a cool style, they looked friendly, hell, that you just saw her sitting there on her coffee break and was wondering if she'd like some company. Anything like that can be great as long as you feel what you're saying and not you're just reciting the same thing that you read online for 5 years. The other thing is to be in context. So you're in an environment, you're doing something. What do you notice about this environment? What do you hear? What do you see? What do you feel? And I know this is not the sexy answer for a lot of guys. They want some magic line bullet, but like that's not human nature. People are dynamic and complex, and you can't just slot in the same sentence and expect it to work on a broad basis. It is about being really mindful of when you're out, what you are observing, seeing, and feeling and hearing, and being willing to share that. You're walking down the street during Halloween in a neighborhood, and a woman's walking towards you, and there's this crazy Halloween house. You wouldn't be like, what do I say to this woman that would sound cool? You're like, oh shit, that house is nuts. I want to share that with her. So you'd be like, hey, listen, have you seen that house over there? That's wild. This guy puts up projectors in the room, and it really looks like from the outside that somebody's being murdered or something. It's kind of creepy, don't you think? And the way you're going to say that and feel it is going to come off a lot differently. You're going to be expressive, you're going to care about what you're saying, and people pick up on that subconsciously. Maybe you're in line to grab something and it's a really long line and you're like, hey, I got to ask you, I've never had this hot chocolate. Is it really worth this 30-minute wait? And if that person loves this hot chocolate, they're going to be like, oh my God, totally, this is amazing. And they're going to be excited to share that with you. So I think the more that you can be mindful when you are out and get used to speaking your mind and saying, oh my God, I love this place. I used to come back here at this park when I was a kid all the time to feed the ducks with my dad. And it's really special to me. Or you see a dog who's going crazy with her owner and you're like, that dog's got the most energy I've ever seen. That's amazing. If you lean into those things, that is going to be 100 times better than you reciting lines, being in your head, performing, because then also you say like, how do I continue smooth conversation? Again, if you start from something that you actually feel, it's a lot easier to continue that. If you're starting from something BS like, oh, what's that drink you ordered? And she's like, oh, it's like a margarita sour. And you're like, oh, cool. I've had margaritas. Like, it's hard to continue. But if I say something that I'm actually like feeling in the moment, I'm walking in Madrid with some other clients at a retreat. There's a woman standing right next to me waiting to cross the street. I look over, she has a shirt with like these 16 faces where progressively the face melts into a skull. And I was like, yo, your shirt's crazy. I love like the gothic art. It's like some people might think it's terrifying, but I love it. And she started opening up and how's her favorite artist and so forth. That is always going to give you the best conversation. And then if I'm actually talking about art and I care about this, it's a lot easier for me to continue. I have thoughts about art. I care about it. I go to museums and travel all over the world. Training yourself to be honest, to be present, and share what you're feeling is always going to be the best way. So that is going to be the highest rate of success. When you see guys saying the same shit online and the same YouTube videos of 10 years walking up to a woman using a fake line, that's not really that effective and you're never going to build real long-term confidence.